Started off as being a, definitely would say an overly aggressive player a long time ago that kind of really played that hit and run rush style of the meta. He kind of fell out of favour for a few months, especially at the beginning of this year, and he himself has climbed back on top of it as well, and has seen so much continued improvement as a player. The level of maturity he shows and just his general game plan is really impressive, and it goes to show what the grind will do for you.
100%. No, I'm so proud of everything that he's accomplished. I think he can take it a step further because, interestingly, we're going to get to see Vale as the first map of the series. So we can finally get that showdown, because we've kind of been talking about it all tournament, and I feel like I was being really biased because I only want Raisy to beat Kilson so that we can get Raisy versus Rapha, because it would just be so sick to watch. It's happened. Raisy somehow pulled it out of the bag, but we are going to get that match on Vale, and depending on how this series goes, let's say hypothetically Raisy wins the first best of 3, I wonder if that's going to affect whether or not Vale gets picked second time round, or who would be the one picking it.
But that's the vital detail, isn't it? Is that Vale of Nath has actually been picked first. So both players, they've wasted no time. Now let's talk about the champion bans. Ranger has been removed by Raisy, and Clutch has been removed by Rapha. Very important champion picks. Now I'm expecting Galena, BJ, probably a Keel, especially as we're on the Vale of Nath. Rapha's Keel on this map is the stuff of nightmares. I think we can all agree on that.
Very much so. He's going for Keel's second pick. He's thinking a little bit. Does he want to go BJ? Grand final. He's got a spare best of 3 up his sleeve. Does he want to try something experimental that could throw things out? He's not going to go for it. This should end up as a mirror match, and it indeed will.
Now, with the champions locked and loaded, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to remind anyone that has just joined what a double elimination grand finals is. Basically means because Rapha is on the winner's side, having not lost a single series today, he only has to win 1 best of 3. And Raisy being on the loser's side means he has to win 2 best of 3s. In essence, he has to beat Rapha twice. The first win will be putting Rapha in the loser's bracket and resetting the bracket.
And if we do indeed get that reset, then we actually have to go through the picks again as well, so we could see something totally different, as mentioned already.
Oh man, I'm excited! This is grand finals here at the Italian Esports Open. Rapha versus Raisy. You wanted to see it, and by God, you got it. It's going to be a Galena mirror to kickstart things on the Vale of Nath. USA versus Europe.
Well, you see Raisy now. He hasn't taken a totem down yet, but he's going to find Rapha's, and I think he might be able to put one up straight away. Oh no!
Not again!
The hand of God has
Not
returned.
Again!
We're in a deconsecrated cathedral over here, but
what is
something's
going
supporting
on?
him.
Zoot! What is going on? How does man get that twice at the same tournament?
I don't think he can believe it, and he's going to find Raisy once again.
I can't believe that happened twice. Kilson somewhere in the crowd is laughing his arse off right now.
I'm speechless, and it's not helpful.
Oh my word, he's chasing it down as well, and just like that, this could have been a less than 1 minute round because of that. Forced to retreat, and Raisy with a really impressive stack, and he's laying the pressure on thick, and I really understand that. He wants to keep Rapha a little bit pushed away, that taking the heavy will be a massive risk. If not, Rapha's going to have to waste time trying to use the smaller pickups to try and stack instead.
Alright, I think I've shaken it off now.
Yeah, I think we're alright.
I feel a little bit more normal. At least it happened early on, right? Raisy, for Raisy, he needs to keep his focus, because it's something pretty brutal to go through. He did some great damage after and managed to buy himself into a decent amount of control. And he's forcing Rapha into the back end of the map.
Perfect trap has been laid by Rapha. Raisy's trying to fight back using his pineapples. The flick rail's not going to be successful. Raisy a little bit too far to the right-hand side on that one. But not able to land too many grenades himself, so that's going to be damage that Rapha's not going to be too worried about. The self-sustainability because of the totem, putting him back up to full HP. Tries to catch him on the heavy, and he'll be successful. Perfect play there from Raisy.
Unbelievable, actually. LG looks so damn good over there. He's going to find Keel on the exit. LG looking decent. Grenades on the back end. Rapha is incredibly weak, so on this turbulent round, he could be about to tie it up. There it is. Only BJ left for Rapha.
A perfect way to undo the disastrous beginning for Raisy. That telefrag is the stuff that no one wants to get by, especially this late in the tournament, least of all grand bloody finals.
Is it going to settle down a little bit? Raisy making no noise up at the top. There's going to be rockets missed. There's a lot of damage possibilities now for Rapha. Going with the LG yet again, but Rapha's got the right weapon out and does eventually shut the round down.
Perfect position there by Rapha to understand that the grenades are going to miss. He's ran out. I've got my dual wield. I no longer have anything to fear. Now that was a wonderful beginning for Rapha. Just really a strike of What are the odds of getting it once, let alone
someone
twice?
Calculate the odds.
I'd love to hear about it.
I don't know how, but maybe. Anyway, round 2. Raisy's going to watch out for that just little teleporter exit spot. And he's going to be himself now on the back ends of the map, getting the rail. He's got the hourglasses and could be about to get 2 totems up within the first 20 seconds. That's what he wishes to do.
We're going to get more of an accurate representation of the mirror match here, I think. You know, that teleporter mishap was definitely doesn't come easily, even though it has happened twice. So now they've got him the same pick twice, makes a lot of sense. Raisy's taken mad damage. I understand him going for the rail because if he's almost dead, he may as well try and get like the absolute highest damage output, but he was stuck in a terrible position. Rapha getting a good read on the respawn and yeah, somewhat hesitant to go through the teleporter. Wants to make sure he pops the tokens first, and he takes out Raisy 1v1. There it is.
The timing on that fight was absolutely perfect from Rapha too. He had it getting that kill with a fraction of a second to go till the Mega spawned. I mean, it couldn't have been any better from him.
Oh my god.
Bad. Oh! Saw that grenade go in slow motion, but the rail cutting him in half. That is going to be 2 rounds to nothing for Rapha.
That was going to be one absolutely superb grenade to catch Rapha off guard. But he just answered back and says, you know what, to pull off a 6-shot, mate? How about this? That's the noise of a rail, isn't it?
It's something along those lines. You did the samples, didn't you?
Yeah, man. I made it myself. Anyway, 2 rounds back-to-back in a very short space of time. This is a far cry from Kilson versus Raisy, which we just saw.
I hope it's got nothing to do, though, with Raisy feeling depleted.
He mentioned it himself, didn't he?
He did say it. He needs to give himself some energy now. On the grand final stage, we know he can make comebacks too. This is absolutely not out of reach. He got that top control himself earlier on at the beginning of this round, and he's got a chance to just retain that. Heavy armor is up. The Mega's about to spawn too. What's going to be the deal over here?
Of course, we have the luxury of the X-ray cam, seeing that there is indeed a totem at the top of that teleport. That's why Rapha wanted to try and take a safer approach and rocket jump up towards Mega instead. Has been able to sort of successfully get in and out, but Raisy's still looking on a very, very mighty fine stack. Rapha's in big trouble, having to try and run away, and can he quite get it? No, almost.
So close. So something horrible there for Rapha was that he went to the rockets, he clicked it, it was 0 ammunition, and then he switched weapon again. If he had just 1 rocket left, I think he would have taken that fight.
I think that's why he took the fight, right? You know, he would have been confident in his positioning and the damage he could output if he just had the accuracy. But, I don't know, rare for Rapha to not factor in his own ammunition.
Oh, almost caught out a little bit by BJ. Does do 100 damage, finds it through the teleporter. The dual wheel's still there, but he keeps on hitting directs. There's a light armor. He's going to jump through that teleporter safely and maybe find himself another light in a few short seconds.
Raisy has the upper hand in stack and in champion lead, so this is a wonderful lead to currently sit on, and that was a superb rail hit too. That's going to force Rapha significantly far away. All right, nice little turnaround on the LG. Now he's in a phenomenal position. The kill from Rapha, though, cannot be underestimated.
I feel like just push the issue anyway with Raisy before he can start getting the weapon, start feeling comfortable. Rapha's going to run towards him. He's dodged 1 grenade, dodged a rail. Now time to go further. Switches away from the rail himself, and time to get maybe a little closer. So many grenades have gone out already. Rapha's not got many left. He's hitting loads in the end, but it was a very well-calculated risk from Raisy.
Combination of just wonderful aim and an excellent stack, and always having an escape route planned. Rapha mentioned himself yesterday that he feels like many of his opponents yesterday that he breezed through did not have that backup plan ready to go. Raisy, whenever he's been put on the back foot now, he's been able to retreat and stack up, and I think that comes down to his understanding of Veil. Let's not forget, these 2 players really are the 2 masters of this map that we've seen at this tournament, and 100 damage. He'll take that happily, and what's next?
Another one.
Oh! Combos!
That was nasty. He's going to get another light over here. Start to think about that full item control in some short moments here, but the rail still deceives him. Upper control, though, is always happily owned.
This is the big thing, is owning top control of this map is something that Raisy struggled with in the first 2 maps. And in the 2 maps that have gone in his favor, he's been able to turn the tide. Positioning is so important on the Veil. Holding control over the Mega, you have perfect view over the Heavy as well. Galena being able to really deny teleport entry with a totem, it's just really a magical option to have. And Raisy just not stopping to set up the shop here.
He kind of hung around that Mega health for a long time. I wonder if he thought anything to do with the timing of it just then, or if it was just where he wanted to pick his fight from. Watching out, there's some really good damage from Rapha. It's forcing Raisy down to the lower parts of the map. get some health bubbles. Major items are up. That's going to be heavy taken. He's going to swing across for the mega health, so he's still contesting that control pretty viciously.
But Rapha's going to, and there's a reason he went for the heavy first. You know, Keel has so much native armor anyway that you take heavy!
Oh!
And he's dangerous, but who cares about armor when you've got a point-blank grenade? He'll take those.
That was the full combo over there. Now there's going to be Raisy on Blazkowicz. He's looking for some of the weapons too. Does he have the tribal? He is. He's going to spam it out. A lot of damage from Rapha, but the second there's going to be the heavy armor, and Raisy is going to get a semblance of control from that. Rapha's moving over towards the rocket light. He gets through the teleporter, and now this mega health is going to go into the hands of the Hungarian.
He's tried so hard to fight for the control and has managed to land a few grenades, gets one more. Raisy, is he going to try and fight this? I don't think so. He's going to try and restack and establish a bit of control. The next objective is going to be that heavy armor, as it is 5 seconds away from spawning, and Razy's in a good position to try and at least pepper out some rockets. But Rapha, he's maintaining armor. That is his #1 goal, is to be as armored as possible.
Oh, he does drop off onto the sides. Limited health. The rocket and grenade combos are coming in, but there's just too little health left for Rapha. One frag away from tying the round score up. Right off the spawn, he does find him. Deals 81 damage, I think that was.
That was a perfect hit and run. Do damage, collect mega. Don't be interested in taking the fight, but let's try and create that divide a little bit bigger.
Finds him in the light. He's right below. He's just got some more ammunition. Getting a bit of splash. This frail would be so good, but Rapha is also fighting back with that weapon. There's a light. Heavy. Should also go comfortably to Raisy. He's one with all the advantages now.
And he's being nice. He's staying nice and safe. That's the thing about Raisy. He doesn't want to overextend here. He has got a lead. He has the champion advantage as well. It's going to be a dual-wield one. Who's going to get it? Oh my word. Rapha just cleaning house.
Amazing damage from him. Now he just needs one more kill and he can get himself a map advantage in this grand final, and then Raisy would have to do everything. He still needs to reset the series to have a chance.
This is where things become a little bit critical. You know, we've seen BJ versus Keel. Keel, one of the few champions in the game that can really go toe-to-toe with that dual wield because of just how many grenades you can do. For those that don't know, 75 damage a grenade definitely doesn't tickle, especially when you have 5 of them fresh off the spawn.
Just chilling, listening for those sound cues. About 100 damage with rockets at the moment. Raisy looking to press through to the upper area. Doesn't do too much bad damage himself.
One grenade actually looked like it bounced off the wall and hit him. He actually visibly saw the grenade before it detonated.
Raisy really needs some HP. He should find some down below. I think he ran for that. There's a light armor too to carry near that teleporter outside. He's holding not too far from the heavy machine gun.
Now we're on the 1 minute warning, which definitely is going to be meaningless at this stage with both players down to their final champion. It doesn't matter. This round's going to end on the champion pick regardless. Raisy not using the teleporter, understanding is, in essence, it could be a complete death sentence, not worth the risk of 100 damage.
So going to be a trap from Raisy. He's been spotted out now. Tribal on that teleporter exit. Wonder if Rapha's going to be careful with that LG. He's not going to give that angle that he gave beforehand. Raisy's going to race over to get the mega health, I think. Finds a light. That dual wield does get used. Small drop for Raisy. He has to do something, but Rapha's following up with such a huge amount of damage. 50 HP left for him. He goes underneath. He's surely stuck. This has got to be a map going to Rapha. Raisy trying to get anything done, but it's too desperate. Map 1 to Rapha.
And as long as Rapha held the high ground near that light armor, he was always going to have the advantage. I think Raisy had no choice but to resort to his rocket launcher to try and really maximize his damage because of just the general way the terrain worked there. But Rapha dodging masterfully. And that was hard fought though. That was hard fought. I was worried at first. He was just clawing it back, but it was not enough soon.
So North America wins the Veil trophy.
They do.
Now who wins the Luca Constant Games Italian Esports Open trophy?
We'll have a look at the next map, which is going to be Raisy's Keep, aka Corrupted Keep. So it's going to be from one single map to another here.
It was Rapha who picked Veil, as I mean, obviously said, it is Raisy's Keep, so just to confirm that Raisy did definitely pick that map. Which is interesting. If Raisy is not the one to pick Veil, then maybe there's a bit more discomfort there, or he doesn't feel quite as fluent as Rapha obviously is on Veil. But we can easily determine Rapha is king there. But it's not over.
By no means. This may be shortly over for Rapha if he takes this map, but
it's 2 fast maps though.
I
mean, the final could end quite quickly, theoretically. Corrupted Keep, I mean, that can sometimes be over in an instant if people are playing quickly. That's the thing. If Raisy's mimicking his opponents, if Rapha wants to play fast, aggressive game, I don't think Raisy's going to shy away from doing that.
And that's the big thing that the two players have in common, is their ability to kind of match a style within one another. It's why they have similar map picks. It's why I think even last year they would go back and forth. The only two times they had collided in tournament, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, was QuakeCon 2017, and then of course it was again DreamHack Denver, where both times it went to Rapha, but it was 2-1.
Yes.
Raisy was able to fight back, and the fateful duel they played at QuakeCon where Raisy just had it. And the last minute, the choke of all chokes.
That was maximum drama. We still relish on that.
And like you said, he still thinks about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, completely.
But he hasn't got time to think about it now, as we go into Corrupted Keep, our second map here in the first grand final. And if Rapha wins this map, then a first grand final is all there ever will be.
Just taking some time to go for those second picks. BJ does eventually come through. Raisy reacts quickly. He does go for the kill. What's Rapha going to go for?
Rapha has a little bit more, I think, variety in his final picks here in Corrupted Keep, and Death Knight is going to be the answer. Now, Death Knight is not going to be the champion he used to be. Still has high burst potential, area denial because of the flames of the Flame Strike on the floor, but his damage and cooldown of the Flame Strike since his release has been significantly normalized.
This was a champion, though, that he used to full potential during PGL, pre-patch. So he's obviously going to be very used to how the mechanics work, how to get the best out of him, how to be aggressive, because you can still get lots of DPS out. However, catch up, we're here, potentially the last map of the tournament. We've got Team Liquid's Rapha versus Maestro Gaming's Raisy here on Corrupted Keep.
Now Raisy really kind of made a name for himself being a hyper-aggressive player, and Corrupted Keep was the extended arm of that for Rapha. With his teammate to hang, they really invented the 2v2 meta of Corrupted Keep, but now it's going to be Raisy taking first blood.
I really like the early dual wield that he went for. He kind of anticipated this aggression from Rapha, and he responded to it absolutely flawlessly. Very, very good start from Raisy on TK.
It's a start that you desperately need this late in competition. If you're going to be down one map and then you immediately get stomped in the first round of the next one, it can otherwise be the beginning of the end. Now, he's been forced onto Death Knight. BJ versus Death Knight is an interesting matchup. Back then I would always say I'd favour Death Knight point blank because of the Flame Strike, but now the damage is nowhere near the same. A dual-wielded BJ versus a Death Knight is still going to be in BJ's favour.
Raisy eventually flowing away from centre map. Is going to give anything to Rapha with that? I think he's definitely going to shy away from going into those close encounters. Almost the same way that people are careful with it against a Ranger. But that's going to be heavy taken. There's Mega coming up next. Here, there's the Flame Strike is going to come out. A lot of damage being done, and it's a mutual frag in the end. And clearly, Raisy's going to benefit from that, as he only needs to kill one more champion.
As long as one player holds the champion advantage, any sort of trade will always be in that player's favour. And that's the bottom line here. Rapha's going to try and establish some dominance. Runs into the totem, and the risky plays. Raisy doesn't work out, though. Bit off a bit more than he can chew. And the North American here is going to take that very closely indeed. Pretty weak as well, but he'll keep that 1-1 situation.
Oh, wow, he gets pushed all the way through. Direct rocket for Rapha landing on Raisy, but he's still only 100 health left, and so many resources have been taken from the map. Raisy's got the lightning gun now. Not sure he's got the rockets. Oh, that's a good LG damage. He's chasing down. Totem's going to be plus 50 HP. Raisy's still searching for the angle, and he's going to get it. First round of CK goes to Raisy.
That is such an important round for Raisy to seize control of, and now we're going to be going in fresh again, but it's these strong decisions that Raisy tries to make, and either it works and it doesn't. We saw it work more often than not in that first round, but that big play going in all in with Galena risked everything when that fight went wrong.
Oh my god, that was a lot of damage from Raisy straight away as he goes into that sort of cheese play, finds him up close, goes to the dual wield. Rockets are pretty good from Rapha. He's got to watch on the exit, but there's the machine gun. Rapha just expecting him to go straight through that teleporter.
It almost feels like when you're that weak, it was a complete 50-50. Either he uses the teleporter or he doesn't, and I have to dedicate now, because if I look the wrong direction, I'm dead. Unfortunately, that was not his call to make. Raisy very intelligently just going all in with that attack. But this is the old school aggressive Raisy that we remember.
It is. I think he saw that Rapha's so aggressive in that first round. He's like, all right, if you're ready to play like that, I am too. He has to let go of the heavy. He let go of the mega health too because he was so weak at the end of last fight. And again, another fight that Rapha's trying to go in for. Raisy is going to be able to escape narrowly, but he's being chased down so quickly. There's machine gun too. He can't survive anymore. One champion down for each player.
Flame Strike definitely wasn't used for damage there. It was just positioning alone. Unfortunately, Rapha, you can see it in his face. That was definitely not an intentional fall down. But ooh, 100! Count him up!
Oh, denied on the mega health. Just keel left. And Rapha can tie this one up.
And now that is a wonderful frag. He's going to get Mega and he's going to get the Heavy in 6 seconds. Rapha's going to have his Flame Strike as well. And this is everything you need for maximum burst. He's got the Rocket and the LG. All he's looking for now is the Kitchen Sink. Ow. 80 damage, 100 damage, and 75. That's good digits.
Eat them all, Raisy. Just the wrong time to go through that teleporter, and yeah, he's just taking 180 damage, and he barely even got a chance to look at Rapha at that stage. We're 1 for 1. Raisy was looking good at the beginning of round 1, but he needs to turn it up if we want to get more than 2 maps in this grand final.
It's just an ability to sort of really compete with the speed. Rapha did mention that the dual super shotgun start for BJ is highly beneficial. Has run out of his dual rise he's got in, but he's done a lot of damage already. Still technically his fight. Can he get a point blank? And yeah, again, misjudging where Raisy was there. Tried to escape. Sat there for a little bit with the super shotgun just in case. Let's not forget, from a teleporter, 140 damage that super shotgun can do. Just didn't make the right call.
Down and again, goes right through. There's a flame strike that lands. Raisy's got very little to work with, and he goes aggressively chasing through. Definitely didn't help him at all. Death Knight's been, I don't know, just deleting BJ pretty much.
Which is really good for Rapha because he tends to die after a dual wield has been popped. So when he has the Death Knight, he's not really having to deal with the dual wield all that too often.
Oh, that was a really good rocket from Raisy. He's going on a bit of shotgun. Rapha's so low now, 17 health left. There's a light arm. He's being chased down with the LG, and Raisy gets him. Rapha's very vocal, you can see on the camera. I think he's going to get chased down again. Gets stuck on the wall a little bit. He's so low. Totem isn't even able to heal him. He's got the Heavy, and now can he cut him off in time? Mega's going to get taken.
I don't think it's going to help him too much, though, if he can get a wonderful string there of the LG. Raisy's now trying to reposition. He's taken big damage, and he is in trouble. I wonder if Rapha's speaking to himself sometimes. It's almost like the hallmarks of, you know how often he streams, and he obviously is so used to talking over his own gameplay. Just a way of him staying comfortable.
It's like, I don't know. I think he's just kind of just a way to vent, you know?
Oh yeah. You'll definitely need to do that in grand finals for sure. Rapha pushed away, and this should be.
That's got to be it.
Yeah,
I was going to say, there's no way that Rapha's going to be able to survive in that. Raisy's put himself onto map point over here, so he's definitely giving us a fight in this grand final. But if he can get across the line here on Corrupted Keep, I think that would be a really good benchmark to hit to see just how equally skilled these two players are.
Absolutely. And Rapha, let's not beat around the bush, he has pretty much walked through his opponents in this tournament. The only player so far that has taken a map off him is Venga, and oh god, that's the exact start Rapha was talking about.
Exactly, that's the thing. Rapha tried that start twice, didn't make it work. Raisy does it once, and immediately he gets it down. He nails it. And LG again, I think he wants to get a little bit closer. There's a totem that could go down, so he's going to respect a little bit. But Raisy, you know, he's just trying to say, hey, you think you can do it? Like, maybe I can do it better than you.
Everything you can do, I can do better. Now this is going to be a point-blank fight. What a swap! 100 damage outright. That was so clutch here from Raisy, and I'm so glad to see that he has brought the heat. He just needs to take out this Death Knight now, and it's going to be 1 map apiece. Again, the only player so far that's taken a map has been Venga from Rapha. He has walked through everyone else.
Could change in a few short moments, but this Death Knight has been the bane of Raisy's BJ. And he's going to try and be very, very careful. Doesn't want to give up that kill again and make it close and just leave any kind of room for the reverse sweep in round 4. Dual wield, keeping him at arm's length, and maybe see if he can cut him off at heavy. Not going to be possible, and he's going to have to give him some room.
That pillar near the bridge, unfortunately, does actually kind of block the shot. I think Raisy would have taken some damage there, but that's map terrain for you. Rapha has an impressive stack, but he's still pretty far behind. I don't think Raisy's going to play the hyper-slow defensive game just yet, because there's so much this round left to go. Caught off guard by the LG. Wonderful little ambush, forced far away. Cannot pick up any of these mega pickups. And I'm super interested to see how Rapha approaches this. I think he's going to try and keep Raisy far away. Does not want to let him get anything back into this fight.
Oh, he's committed to that fight. Raisy, really intelligent, listened out for everything there, manages to secure himself a major item. Even though he's stuck over here at LG, he's got that dual wield going, and Rapha's got to be perfect with the Death Knight, and he is. Look at the lightning gun. He doesn't even need to pop the flame strike. That was insane, LG.
Rapha very tactically believing in his own LG ability and saving the flame strike for a rainy day, because by God, he's going to need it now. He's against Keel. Keel's going to have 5 grenades fresh off the spawn. And one engage there, 100 damage. The flame strike is popped just in case he goes around the corner. I think Rapha's trying to escape now and re-pick up that mega. He's done so much damage though, that heavy may as well have not existed.
100-100 for Raisy. He's got the tri-bolt, trying to get some distance damage. I like the thought over there. Is that the light up? Can he get that, or was that denied? I think it was taken away.
Rapha sitting on a highly impressive stack, and he's moments away from having his flame strike back. He needs it. Oh, didn't quite catch Raisy there. Taken by surprise, and the grenade on what may as well have been 1 HP. Raisy survives for now.
He's got a map. He's got a map, man. He's in this grand final. We're going to get ourselves a tiebreaker on this. That means we are going to be going over to Ruins, a map that we haven't actually commentated that much this tournament. We were saying earlier we can probably count it on our hands.
I mean,
comfortably.
I think we've seen it twice.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, we've seen Ruins of Sarnath picked twice in this entire tournament. What a day, though, when we see Veil picked more than Ruins in a duel.
Veil was picked so much, mostly at the hands of Rapha. Obviously, Raisy using it in instances. But I think, you know, with that pick system, they really like it. They pay special attention to training that map, getting really good at it compared to the other pros, and it pays dividends here when you get over to the LAN stage.
I'm wondering if Rapha, almost reviewing his champion selection, and might be kind of thinking about, should I have gone with Death Knight? But I think Death Knight put in quite a lot of heavy lifting.
He did decently there. I'm not sure if he'll do Death Knight on Ruins, even though there are closed corridors and things like that. I mean, there's definitely the possibility, but because there's a lot of distance as well, you can, I think, nullify the effects that Death Knight has a bit more easily. But I am curious what's going to be picked. I think Galena, again, has been a staple map this tournament, a staple champion this tournament. Surely he's going to go down. BJ is a definite possibility.
Surely Visor as well.
Visor, absolutely. Very good point.
Rapha's
maybe
self-proclaimed best champion.
Maybe no BJ if you want to pick a Nyx, but I think Visor, BJ, Galena. That sounds about right to me.
I'd go as far to say that I feel we are, with absolute certainty, going to get a Visor out of Rapha. It is his favourite champion. Yeah. He said it many, many times. Here comes the Ruins. Raisy's going to go BJ first. Who's Rapha going to pick? BJ second.
It's got to be the Visor, right?
Galena Visor. I wonder if that's going to be the lineup. Rapha's going to lock in here. Visor.
Right on.
Find out if Raisy's going to mirror that, whether he's going to favour a Nyx. Okay, does he go Nyx or Visor?
Or anything else? I don't know.
I don't know if this is the time where he's going to try and experiment. I think he's going to go with something really traditional here.
He's thinking about it.
Keel on Ruins.
Okay.
That's interesting. I wonder if he's trying to have a lot of presence. And now actually it's going to be the Galena coming out from Rapha. So Rapha went with exactly what we expected. Not so much from Raisy, but Raisy, I think he might be trying to go with an impressive stack. But look at the encounters. The chances fights regularly break out in Ruins. LG room, heavy room, mega. They are all 3 rooms where Keel's grenades are still very scary, particularly LG and heavy.
Yeah. You can run into it, and it can hurt a lot, especially defending that mega health from the connector. Raisy actually mentioned that to me, and he says, you know, it's touch and go whether he wants to pick Keel, but he's obviously feeling good with it. He also plays in Maestro U's 2v2 squad with Silenceb, who is Keel. He just is amazing at that champion. Right, here we go, man. This is grand final tiebreaker map. If Rapha wins, he is going to be the Italian Esports Open champion. If Raisy wins, we reset the bracket, and we could have another 3 insane maps. But here we go. We've got the fight straight away. Looks like Raisy wants to back away as he's the lower stacked individual. A phenomenal rail from Rapha. It's going to give him early control.
You worry if he pulled the trigger a little bit too early, and Rapha, no messing around. That is absolute deletion with that lightning gun, and doesn't even need a piercing sight. Here comes the combo. Is it going to be enough? Raisy tries to go in for the big plays, but can't survive. Has lost 2 champions already, and Rapha has had a phenomenal start here on Ruins of Sarnath.
Raisy not going to cut up over there. He goes straight away. He does hit something. I think a nail landed just then. I just hope that Raisy doesn't regret not picking Visor himself later on. Although I love the fact that he doesn't go for it. It shows a very interesting approach to this meta.
It's confidence. It's definitely a lot of confidence that Rapha, being the most fundamentally sound Quake player in existence, and now he has a wall hack. It's almost like Visor was made for Rapha. This kind of player.
Don't give this guy more information.
That's pretty much why it's brave that Raisy has not taken it to counteract. He's opting to go with damage instead, saying, you know what, I'm going to let you see where I am, because when the fight happens, I'm still going to win 1v1.
Let's see, you should know that piercing sight's gone. Grenades come out. Rapha had to be a little bit careful over there. That was a bit touch and go.
Actually, one of the most effective places he probably was going to eat grenades, in fact.
They spotted him there. tight. Is this angle free? Because if I go towards the heavy, oh, he's going to get caught out at the top. He tries to get away, but he bounces back onto the bounce pad. And this time wants to get out. That is a rail miss from Rapha, and that was piercing sight used.
I'm trying to actually gather what Raisy got hit by there. Was Rapha waiting there with the gauntlet out? He was point blank.
That's a good question.
That was,
I would have assumed rockets,
yeah,
but...
I'll go back and check it. I didn't see an explosion. Maybe I'm just blind, but here comes the combo. Rapha! 3 champions in a row, and he is the best visor for a damn good reason.
Yeah, the couple of those fights, he had a very small amount of health left, but, you know, he's still making the fights work anyway. Even if he's walking into damage to begin with, his aim is looking absolutely on point.
I remember Rapha mentioning at PGO, he said, like, I just never got to play Visor. Everyone banned it away from me. And then we're starting to get a perfect example as why people ban Visor from Rapha. They don't want to deal with this. Oh, the trap has been set, but doesn't quite get the mid-air he was going for. Max damage attempt, and I definitely respect it. Unfortunately, leaving damage on the table. He's now going to get ambushed by the dual wield. Here comes Raisy. Lands the big money.
That was such a strange fight here where Raisy is now. Raisy kind of bounced over him, and it felt like Rapha missed a few shots and just didn't really clock on to exactly how his crosshair would get to him. And then Raisy's super aggressive afterwards, which caught Rapha off guard.
There's another ambush, and the immediate pop on the dual wield forces Raisy into a little bit of a precarious position, but here comes the mega health up top, which Rapha has already taken up. And now the dual wield's going to go on Raisy's time, but wondering if he's going to be in a position to pop it. Springs the trap and melts Rapha.
That was such a sick trap from Raisy.
Savage.
A few seconds time he gets the heavy so he can re-energize himself once more. He's looking good and just got the Galena to deal with. We could have tied up rounds yet again.
I'll always rate BJ pretty highly over Galena here, and combat skills should be more than enough going in with the LG.
Oh!
They're going to work out. Last minute rail. See you later, Rapha.
All right, 1 for 1. I mean, he's making Rapha fight for this title. This is seriously impressive from Raisy, considering like his feelings coming into this. It feels like he's been getting a bit more animated as we get through the tournament too. I wonder if he's going to come into his own. This would be such an insane tournament to take down, I think.
Raisy straight up admitted in the interview that he is nervous about fighting Rapha. It has been a long time since they played, and both times Rapha has got the better of him.
It's kind of a demon that he needs to overcome, I think, given what's happened in previous matches, especially QuickCon 2017. He just wants to kind of clear the air a little bit.
If he can
peace to himself.
If he can right that wrong today, it will be one of the most, I think, enjoyable experiences of Raisy's life by far. He's all about the progression and the climb, and he always wants to be better than he was in the last game. That's his philosophy. I just want to be better than I was last time. And if he wins this tournament, that is the literal best.
Especially when Rapha's been looking as good as he has been. I mean, this guy is clearly been top in the world with his results in the very recent past. I think a lot of people walking into day 2 are like, well, Rapha, the way he's looking before, I mean, he's got this. This would be a wild ride for Raisy.
And Rapha is by far my pick to win this tournament. And it was through previous results, it's through his current form. It would not be an upset if Raisy wins, but Rapha has definitely been #1 on a lot of people's lists. And let's not take away from him, of course, but...
Right next to him, dual wield's going to push him back up the bounce pad. Rocket misses. Raisy still pushing forward despite all of that. How is this fight going to get concluded? Oh, rail! You see Rapha's eyes, they just opened wider than I've seen.
And there's
was sick.
Good reason for it as well. I just don't think he was ready for Raisy to hit that angle so quick. That was just a microsecond reactionary rail.
It felt like, I don't know, it felt like pre-fire almost. He just knew that he was going to chase for that rail angle, and he just absolutely went for it.
He believed in it, and by God, he got it. Here come the rockets. Can he get it again? Rapha is going to be destroyed. The rockets from Raisy have been sublime so far, and it feels like he's untouchable right now.
Really insane from Raisy. 5 seconds until the dual wield's back up. I think if he had it, he possibly would have chased down there. He's going to find Rapha on the teleporter exit, looking for a rail, possibly buy him an entry into a frag to put him onto a series point.
This will be an insane turnaround. So many players have expected a winner's side win from Rapha here because he's been such a dominant machine, but just look at the control. Raisy's been managing his dual wield so masterfully, but also making sure that he has every single item. It just looks like a complete uphill climb, and he's going in for the dual wield again to push Rapha away. This mega is mine!
He's got him stuck over here in the tribal area. Rapha, I think he's going to have a way out, but he's hiding above. He does go in for the re-peek. And Raisy's a little bit low. I think he's going to go for this light, then to the heavy. And then try and just hold position there for a moment. There is a totem. There it is, dealt with comfortably.
That totem being deleted is at least going to give Rapha the knowledge that Raisy is in fact by the heavy, but there's really not much Rapha can even do about it, to be honest.
Here comes Mega. This is insane control that Raisy's got. I know sometimes he does go defensive and passive and try to play the clock. At this stage with this kind of control, you just keep a hold of it and you force Rapha to do something insane, because it's really, really difficult to come back in this round from where Rapha's sitting.
Nice.
And now he's in a terrible position.
That's
the
it.
dual wield, delivering the final blow right there, and here comes Raisy. Just looks to keep getting better and better. Rapha had a miracle first round, but it's just not continuing the way it was before.
It's true. That's true. And we got 2-1 for Raisy. I don't know how many people expected this. This is
reset point
unbelievably
right
good from him.
Now Raisy wins this round. He's going to reset our bracket and bring us into another 2 out of 3. Rapha still only needs to win 2 rounds to prevent that from happening.
There's the trifecta for Raisy. Visor, he's managed to deal with so well, actually.
Ooh.
Tremendously impressed also by the fact that people see Visor as a must-pick when he's available. And I think he's going to be changing people's mind with this.
We did somewhat question Raisy not going in with a visor of his own, because Rapha's visor is so historically frightening to fight. And he has favored the kill, and right now he hasn't even really needed the kill. It's been the BJ show.
The bounce pad, Mega Health getting taken. I wonder if he heard that. He should have his thoughts on it being a pretty similar timing still between the big items. He's got that armor advantage too. Down below. Kind of dual wield through the teleporter. Can he cut him off yet again? It's quite nasty to have used this and got nothing from it. No damage whatsoever.
And the problem is that Rapha is going to be aware that the dual wield has been popped as well, which is going to give him some breathing space. If he does take a fight, he can sort of think a little bit harder about it, but it hasn't really stopped Raisy from establishing this control. He's been able to pretty much run this entire circuit around the map. They have traded Mega and Heavy right now, so Rapha's stack is just as impressive. He's going to know the dual wield is down just temporarily, but doesn't want to fully commit, because it's going to be back right now.
Looks like Raisy's still ahead though in this, just because he's getting to that 200 fairly quickly. Otherwise, about even. He's got that dual wield back, so he can assert himself a little bit more. Does he hear that jump? Again, pressure with the LG. Heavy armor's up. He's going to go down lower route towards the eye. I think he's just caught wind that Mega Health has also been taken. War of attrition right now between Rapha and Raisy, as Rapha has really slowed the pace down of the game, which Raisy's somewhat mimicking, I'd say.
And I actually like how Raisy's playing it so slow, because he knows he's dealing with the piercing sight. You know, Rapha is able to pop the piercing sight, but has since run out of information. He just got informed that Raisy's down there because he just got hit by LG, you know, because of it.
Oh, he's going to find him here at the top. Oh my god, the LG, is he going to chase into this one? Mega's going to be up, he goes, oh, the rocket! What a shot, Raisy! He's going to have the heavy right behind him. No dual wield, but it doesn't really matter with the amount of stack that he's got. Unbelievable.
Raisy has absolutely stepped up, and a fight's going to take place in Heavy. Rapha overextending, trying anything to take at least a little bit of control back, but it doesn't work. And he gets a wonderful spawn. Here comes Raisy. Just needs a few more rails, and this is going to be a reset bracket. My god, dude, what is going on?
That trap was awesome. Trapping Rapha like that, so impressive. Mega Health coming up. Raisy's timing, he's just not making mistakes with it.
I remember back in the day where Raisy said that timing was his weakest feature.
Yeah.
That's what a year and a half of Quake Champions will do to your gameplay.
He's stepped up so much since that point.
You know he's looking for that final kill as well. He's looking for that final point that he needs.
Ooh, that's a really good rocket from Rapha, actually. He might be able to do something with that. There's still time. There's a minute and 40 on the clock.
Rapha's not going to go out without a fight, but this is an uphill struggle. What a rocket!
Oh, there it is, dual wield LG on the rail flick! We're going to get a full bracket reset. Best of 3. We'll start again soon.
And that is going to be half of the work done for Raisy. This is the hard part about being on the loser's side, is that he had to work so hard. He worked his arse off to obtain that win. Dude, but it's one of 2 wins soon.
That determination right there, he looks almost angry that he's won now. Like, he's so eager and angry in order to get to the next game and try and do that all over again.
It's because he knows that right now he hasn't won. He's done half of the work. And we still have an entire 2 out of 3 left to go. Rapha looks a little bit, like you can actually kind of see it, where there was a little bit of frustration in some of the frags he took, and a lot of that is because he's so close to the win, right? And Raisy is just playing so frustratingly well.
How else can you put it for Rapha? It's what, and now Raisy he's taken more maps off Rapha this tournament than anybody else has. People thought that Rapha was untouchable. I thought that Rapha was untouchable leading into the grand finals, but you know, sometimes you get those matchups where it could potentially favor one player, even if on paper they're a bit weaker. Now, Raisy, he's held in very high regard, but definitely not in the sort of glory position that Rapha is. I think that's absolutely fair to say, but I think Raisy's looking to lift himself a tier.
I think this bracket reset alone is going to confirm a lot of that. You know, not to say that anyone's doubting Raisy these days, because I think the days of doubting Raisy is long gone. If you still do, what's wrong with you? Because
go off that train ages
ago. He has been on such a steady climb, and this bracket reset is just the beginning of things for him. But we can't run before we walk. This grand finals is not over, and I'm not going to turn around and say that I think Rapha will burn out here and give up hope. We're getting later in the day. I have no doubt he's still recovering from that time zone difference, but up until this point it's had no difference on his gameplay. He's still going to have every ability to outplay Raisy here and obtain that championship title.
I think we're going to see a fairly similar set of maps, to be honest. I think Rapha's going to be incredibly comfortable to play Veil again. It's the one he took the win on, and that I think is like his dead cert. I would be very surprised if Raisy picks anything other than Corrupted Keep as a second. And tiebreaker, that's where it could change. If Rapha felt particularly uncomfortable there and felt that, okay, there's something that Raisy's doing that I'm not sure how to deal with, tiebreaker map is the one most likely to change by a mile. But we have got, obviously, the replays that are going on over here, too. We saw so many sick things going on. I know we already missed that the first frag of the whole grand final, which was that telefrag again.
I just can't believe that he managed to get it twice, and it didn't have a sort of like massive lingering effect, but it's just, what are the odds, man? But Corrupted Keep was where things definitely start to turn around for Raisy. He kind of really stepped up his game and stayed true, making those really sort of brave, bold plays. That moment there was kind of tragic for Rapha, because he was under the understanding that Raisy was in that room. He just didn't know he was in that exact location. So as he's jumping down and looking around, he's literally landed on his head and he's like, where is this guy? Before he's realized his day was done. Now, the ruins of Sarnath was where things definitely changed pace-wise. Raisy pretty much seemed in full control after that first round. It was his show from then on in.
I really think it was Rapha that decided he wanted to turn down the pace of it, because it wasn't working. He was turning up the heat, he was being very proactive around the map, looking for damage on the items, trying to always have a presence, but as soon as he went slow, Raisy did as well, and he set up some super neat traps that totally caught Rapha off guard. Rapha's got it's like Raisy's the only person that Rapha can't quite get that full read on yet. And usually it takes a map or so, or less, usually a couple of rounds for Rapha to do that, but it's not been the case here.
Well, this does make the first time Raisy has ever defeated Rapha in a 2-1 setting.
Yes.
I know the grand finals are not over and he has to win 2 sets in total, having won 1 already. But this does confirm to Raisy that he now has what it takes to take out Rapha in tournament, which must have been the longest mental block ever. Now, part of me is wondering, after how wonderfully Corrupted Keep went in the long run and he took that first map, did that almost unlock a mental challenge? Did that unlock something that prevented Raisy from being able to step up against Rapha now? And is this, dare I say, going to be a 2-0 after the reset?
It possibly could. But
maybe winning that one map was all it took.
The thing is, it's just the growth from Raisy. I think he learned a lot from some hard defeats, and even lately he had some very harsh defeats versus Claws in the final of ESWC, and it's made him so strong. This is a guy to fear. Well,
that's one half of the grand finals done and dusted, but we have a second half to get through. So while we give the players some prep time and we get ready for the second portion of grand finals, here's another break. Hello, everybody,
Oh.
and welcome back. What's up, man?
Are
Here we
freaked
are.
out that we're going on right now. We're here. We're doing it. We're getting into the next series.
Yes, we
It's
are.
happening.
The Italian Esports Open here at Lucas CG 2018, where it's Raisy versus Rapha. But the grand finals being double elimination means that Raisy has just reset the bracket versus Rapha and taken the first 2 out of 3. And now it's just a straight up 2 out of 3 for a position as the grand champion of the Italian Esports Open. How's it going, Zoo?
How are you feeling about predictions right now?
It's really hard to say.
It's all of a sudden it got so difficult just in the manner of which Raisy closed out the first one. I don't really know what to think anymore. I said something to somebody somewhere before the grand final started. I think Raisy's got a chance to win the first one, but if he does, I think he'll be spent in the second. But I've never seen any human look as determined as him. Even Wenger earlier in the tournament, he had huge determination. But there's something about the way Raisy's composing himself right now, which is both terrifying, but it's almost inspiring at the same time.
It also feels like he's getting better and better as each map progresses. Now, we got to talk about the map picks and the bans because it's very interesting indeed. Ranger and Clutch has been banned, so we're still not going to see Ranger and Clutch. That's standard. We saw that last time. Now, the map picks
This is odd.
are exactly the same, but in a different order.
Yes.
So map number 1 is going to be Ruins of Sarnath. Map number 2 is going to be the Vale of Nath.
Yeah.
And then map number 3, if it reaches that point, which it very well could, is going to be Corrupted Keep.
Yeah, and going to Ruins first, which is Raisy's map pick, maybe it's a chance for him to get some momentum, because if it's... The thing that was so difficult about the first part of the grand final is that immediately Rapha was in a huge advantage after winning Vale, because all of a sudden he got 2 maps, and he got to win another series. But now, if Raisy can build some headway in the series and actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, that could be a really interesting surprise for us.
It's a game of early momentum, really, isn't it? How, if we go Ruins first, which was the final map before the bracket reset, Raisy dominated that map. Now, he lost the first round, yes, dominantly himself, but immediately flipped it on its head and did the exact same thing back to Rapha 3 times in a row. And the big thing about that map was that he wasn't even using Visor to do it. He didn't pick Visor when Visor was available. Rapha did, because he is the best Visor in the world right now.
I want to understand what that made Rapha think afterwards. Because normally, you're like, I picked the Visor, he's a tier 1 champion, you get a bit of a boost, you're like, whoa, my opponent didn't pick him, big mistake from him. But, you know, the cogs are turning. What is that going to mean in map 1 in terms of champions pick? I think that Raisy might even do something different to the first time. I won't be surprised if he doesn't pick Keel and he picks something else and spices it up again. Keep it changing. Don't make yourself predictable.
If this is now the time he picks Visor, I'm going to be like, what?
Yeah.
It's gonna really take us by surprise. It's probably going to take Rapha by surprise. Now, I kind of want to sort of almost regurgitate a little bit of what we just talked about at the very beginning before this grand finals. Let's not forget here that Rapha and Raisy are the 2 number 1 players in the dual ranked leaderboard. Raisy is currently number 1, and Rapha is behind by 16 points or something?
Like that, yeah, something like that.
But Rapha said it himself. This is a way to try and settle the score. And settling it on land,
and
where there's
also
nothing
winning
in
a
the way.
tournament conveniently, but it's almost sounded like he was more interested in the leaderboard, so...
Well, yeah, Rapha is fresh off his hot win at PGL.
Yes.
Which was really impressive. All of these players that are in this bracket today were in attendance at PGL, so it's not like, there were players missing that could have taken it to Rapha. He is the best of the best of the best with honours. Like, that is, that is the position Rapha is currently sitting on. So if Raisy can, in a very short space of time, reverse that and become,
That's what's so fascinating, though, because Raisy, okay, he got top 8 PGL, he got knocked out in pretty horrifying fashion against Claws, that totem over on Blood Covenant, and then over at ESWC, again playing Claws in the grand final this time, and some moments there they felt like it was something very tiny changed, he could have taken the win, and I know he put himself in some kind of deep depression of sorts, because he really felt like he should have won that, but he's got back up on his feet, he's going for, competing for titles again. It's mental what Raisy's doing.
Okay.
Here are the champion picks. So BJ's up first. I think Elaine is expected too.
Rapha has tactically changed the colour scheme of his BJ as well. No longer camo, and it's going to be all black, mate. Now, this is the big thing. Rapha went Visor, so
okay,
it is Keel again. He's going with the same thing.
Okay.
Does Rapha go Visor?
And we won't find out.
I guess we'll find out in a few minutes. So I guess that's going to be the big mystery that we can theory craft here. What? Sorry, you literally genuine shock was in my face.
Yeah,
I was like,
literally, I could see it was just appearing. The shadow was forming.
right,
That's
right
comical.
as he went in.
We will find out, though. It's not like we're going
What
to
do you
miss it
think?
at
I
some
think
point.
Visor again.
I would be very surprised if it's not Visor. I think he's going to try and make it work somehow. But I'll be fascinated if it's not. And if it isn't, I don't know what it would be.
As we can see here, Rapha and Raisy. Raisy with that look of just stone-faced determination versus Rapha, the best duel in the world. And he has gone in for Visor, but this time he's gone in with BJ first. I think that must be his call. He's trying to probably get BJ out of the equation, and then when he's gone, then Visor can enter the party.
Well, here we are on Rapha's point of view. He's got the dual wield ready. Needs the rocket still for that trifecta, but that's a brilliant rail to start this final grand final off. Is that how I put it?
Yeah, the very last one.
The grand final of all grand finals here.
Finito. But this is the interesting choice from Rapha to try and deal with BJ one-on-one. Is that Visor is simply just an extension, and that's such a good combo. And made even worse by the fact that he just got Mega. So that divide in health has become even greater. Now Raisy, well equipped. Dual wheel fight, Rapha caught off guard, immediately teleported on. Get psyched is right. And now he's forced onto Visor, but unfavorably, you know he really wanted to get that BJ out of the way first.
Yeah, completely. 100-100 for Raisy. Heavy and Mega up at the same time. Going to find him. First rocket's going to miss a little bit. If he's got it trapped in a corner, that's another frag for Raisy. Looking good at the moment.
Stopwatch.
What is going on? Rapha has just been this absolute immovable object this entire tournament. And yet here in Grand Finals, Raisy is just taking it to him and then some.
Could have been a little bit of a trap set up, but Rapha chose to go over to upper T instead. Raisy's still going to lay on the outskirts for now. He doesn't need to be forced into pressuring Rapha. Just make sure one of those major items comes up per rotation and it's his. And he's got to force Rapha to make a move. He's got 3 minutes and 15 to do something, to take down 2 champions. And as long as control is contested and Raisy doesn't go passive, I think he's got every chance to take this round.
That's one thing Raisy has shown us this tournament, is that he is not afraid to play the slow game when the time comes. And if there's any time to play slow when you have to, it's Grand Finals against Rapha when you've just reset the bracket.
2 totems gone. Very nice of him. I think he just spotted him climb over the wall. Pressure with a rocket. Still lingering. Finds him. Dual wield LG. He's going to go in for the kill. That totem's not going to do anything. And that's a frag. Raisy takes round 1 in this bracket reset.
I mean, it looked dominant before the reset, and it's looking just as dominant now. Rapha needs to do something, and stat! He is running out of time in this first map.
Well, he didn't go Visor first. He went for the BJ, didn't he?
He did.
In that round 1.
I wonder if he's going to do the same thing. Oh, he's gone Galena now.
Oh, no,
never mind. We must ignore until the game is live. That's what we must do. He's got BJ again.
We are learning catch up.
I didn't get it wrong, I promise.
Trap. Gets him around the side. He does go for the dual wield. I think he wants to commit a little bit. Finds him, but he's dodged around, and there's the change of weapons, and the dual wield activated for Rapha. Good rockets, both players tremendously low, and Raisy's going to sneak by, get himself some health, and hope that he can hold on to this heavy.
Raisy's sitting on a rail though. If he just hits that magical angle, maybe he can get the money shot here and take Rapha out again. He's not going to have the opportunity now that Mega's been taken. I have no doubt Rapha's going to pick up some armor at the same time. Yep, there's the light on the opposite side of the map near Tribolt. And oh my word, that could have gone worse for both of them.
Dual wield is back so fast for Raisy though. There's the LG. Ammunition is back. Raisy definitely with a big advantage for actually only a couple of seconds. Never mind that.
Well, I know Ruins has always been historically such a important map for cooldown reduction. There's been a lot more hourglasses on this map than some of the other ones, which made champions like Clutch with the shield wall so much more lethal.
Yeah, they did remove some of the cooldown bubbles from this map, but only on the sort of normal team deathmatch. On the casual modes in duel, it's been staying at 10 total hourglasses over here.
Raisy doesn't even want the heavy. I think he wants actually a complete bait. He sat there and didn't take the heavy for so long. He expected to spring a trap, and even though he got the surprise on Rapha, he did not get the execution, and that was a fantastic spawn prediction. Ready to react accordingly, and a rail's going to be in his favor as well.
What was so sick for Rapha is he didn't even go for heavy yet. He went for the rail straight away. He's gone for some hourglasses, and now back over to the heavy armor with a big delay on it. I say delay, he delayed it almost at an entire rotation, and now they're back to level pegging.
Maybe that was the master plan all along, but Either way, Rapha ain't going to complain about that. He's going to have to go up against the Keel now. Raisy very tactically going in with Keel because he wants the stack to compete with the dual wield and the damage of the grenades to go toe-to-toe. That's the thing about Rapha going BJ first, is that Visor is such an amazing champion for just simply putting an exclamation point on top of what is already a dangerous playstyle. And if you're Rapha and you've got a wall hack, lethal stuff, but he doesn't need it.
I thought he was literally right in front, but he was just behind the little wall. Items again, taken up in unison.
Teleporter was always going to be somewhat of a risk, but Rapha's not going to be afraid to take it if he's confident that Raisy's nowhere to be seen. And there's the data. There's that knowledge.
Seriously good read from Rapha. Raisy is trying to set traps of some sort. Rapha's locked onto this. He hits a brilliant rail. Raisy's got limited health and armor. He's trying to sneak up the side steps. He's actually missed his movement a bit and now forced into a fight. 75 health. Rapha is going to sneak in now that the grenades are gone, but Raisy had a chance to just get out of that angle. Now it's going to float all the way to the light armor, possibly over to Tri-Bolt. Oh no, that's down to the rail, but he's so unstacked. Doesn't even hit the rail shot. Somehow Raisy's alive.
I think for now, this could really just be a miracle moment, and maybe Raisy can turn it around. I think that defensive rocket was excellent positioning from him. Rapha himself really didn't want to dedicate to that angle. If he overstayed his welcome, he risked a 100 damage, which actually could have given the turnaround for Raisy. And Rapha, because he didn't want to overextend, has maintained his lead.
I'm still shocked that Raisy's alive with this kill.
He picked a great angle, I think, by the light armor to make sure he could basically make the dual wield irrelevant.
What I think Raisy's going to do now is try and block off this mega health, because there's a really good choke point here that favors a kill. But Rapha's intelligently gone over by nail gun side. Dual wield with the nail gun. Really good damage from Raisy. He took quite a bit, I think, from the dual wield nail gun, but he ties up the champion score.
It's the stack of a champion like Keel, and Raisy knows it. He has so much health and armor that trying to fight for the Mega and denying it away from Rapha, especially after that opening rail, was going to be a wonderful turnaround, and that's going to be a great rail as well. The 1 minute warning takes place, which leads me to believe that this might be a matter of one champion ending this round. I don't see either player trying to push too hard here.
He's just heard him. He's gone fast. Gets some grenades out, pushes him back against the wall. That's brilliant damage. He's got the Mega health. He can maybe secure this one kill. Rapha, he's dropped down behind him, looking for the rocket. He's so low on health now. He's got to break away from this.
Raisy is going to do just that. He has access to a little bit of armor. There's some health underneath here too. But he needs to get that final confrontation, and I think this might be the one! Rapha runs right into that rocket trying to take the heavy, and Raisy gets the godsend opening he needs.
20 seconds to go. Raisy's got to think about the clock at the moment. Rapha, he's got to think about running head on into Raisy no matter what. Any risk, you just do it. You just get in his face. 10 seconds to go. Rapha's on the other side of the map at this point. Just across the eyeball. He spots him on that side. Doesn't take the rail shot. And he's just waiting for him. It's like, hey, come at me, bro. And that's going to be another round going to Raisy.
Played perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. And that just magical rocket for the 100 near heavy was perfectly executed there 2 rounds in a row. I feel like Rapha's really in trouble here. I know that we have the Veil of Nath next, which was his map choice. Understandably, this Ruins of Sarnath pick was Raisy's because of how just dominant it was in our first best of 3 here in the grand finals. But I don't know, I feel like with how many maps have gone in Raisy's favor back to back, surely that is likely to cause some element of burnout here for Rapha, even if he is a legend with endless endurance.
Oh, the dual wield. Rapha getting pushed back. This time Raisy's not going to go through the teleporter. Found him, he's right behind him. Back off a little bit. There's dual wield rockets coming in, and Raisy still wants to engage. There's very little health. The Mega is going to be picked up in time. Looks for that flick rail over on the side. Breaks away, gets himself onto the heavy. He's not got much in the way of weapons anymore, just machine gun, rail, and a single cell of lightning gun.
But Raisy is still, I always find him to be in a dominant position. It's consistently Rapha having to try and play around Raisy, because Raisy just refuses to stop dealing maximum damage, which causes Rapha to have to second guess some of his approaches here. How many times has he been ambushed versus how many times has Rapha been able to really get anything on Raisy at the same time?
And we've got the items coming back up. And both players very happy to play a slow game, prodding at each other. I want to go for that good rocket damage. Really, really nice.
Very good. Very good indeed. And Rapha, while he's sitting on a stack, Raisy's been hitting some, like, just absolutely amazing rails that undo a lot of work. And here comes the trap again.
Oh.
It's going to be sprung, but can Rapha survive and fight back?
Oh!
He can indeed.
Wow, with 3 points of health as well, he gets away with murder. And that is going to be 25 health, bumped up to 50, heavy in his name. Mega has just been taken by Raisy, however. And he's with the Galena, maybe looking to set up some fortifications with the totems. Spotted him with the lightning gun. Rockets finally blocking his way. The totem goes down, only 100 health left for Raisy. He's backing up over towards that light armor. Rapha not quite hitting at these rail shots. Raisy's escaping with actually not too bad amount of health and armor. That rail though, that's really, really good. He's gonna go up the back end. He's got to dodge this one rail shot. Rapha will get the heavy. Raisy will stay alive, but unfortunately, like a dead man walking almost.
Yeah, for Rapha, you could see it in his reaction. There was a slight movement mistake near going down here near rail. He tried to head him off and wasted just enough time that Raisy could escape. Crazy how at this level of play, the smallest micro mistake in movement can be the difference between getting a frag and not.
There it is, pushing in, dual wield LG. There's no way Raisy can survive this. Takes Rapha down low again. Rapha's got a chance to get himself around on the board. Keel is remaining for Raisy, and he's just got 2 minutes to get himself 2 frags.
I think a solo Keel comeback is easier said than done on a large map. You know, the stack is going to help him massively, especially if Raisy can spring a trap, which he has been consistently been able to do against Rapha, but if he loses to BJ here, he still has the setup potential of Galena, the denial as well with those totems. But the big thing is the visor. If visor off spawn, being able to see Keel coming from a mile away, already being able to pick him off with rails from distance because he's got a bigger hitbox. This is a hard task for Raisy to come back.
Raisy does get himself onto the mega health. I think another light armor, and Raisy's going to be really happy to fight. He's going to have to be happy for it no matter what, because with that amount of time left on the clock, you got to do it.
1 minute and a half left.
There's the light.
Very close to our 1 minute warning, in fact. And Rapha is going to pretty much turn the tide. He wants to play that slow game instead. Very content playing at this pace.
There's the heavy. Yeah, really, really good rail. Managing the stack of Raisy. Actually, the second rail is beautiful too. There's the mega health. It's going to be taken by Rapha, and this is such a critical time for him to have full control. Should mean he can shut down this round and at least get something on the board here on Ruins. There we go. Rapha's in the game.
Finally manages to get something on the board, and with how many back-to-back maps he seems to have sort of fallen victim to, it's important to get that momentum shift on deck, because Raisy, I mean, if you're looking at momentum, look no further than Raisy. This is determination unlike we've seen in a very long time.
Well, we move into round 4 now. Rapha with BJ first, Raisy likewise. And let's see, major items yet to be touched. Mega is going to go to Raisy, heavy to Rapha in close succession. And up to the bounce pad. There's the shotgun over there. Raisy's really good at that weapon. The rockets have been pretty decent too. Rapha's got to back away, not able to secure the kill using dual wield, and Raisy's not going to feel bad at all. He's kept the ability up. He's got the lightning gun now. He's getting a couple of resources on the map. Rapha's fighting from the back foot with the items about to come back up. Oh, there's drop down, and Raisy's just going to eliminate him. Really well played. Good jump.
That basically just comes down to pretty much like the preemptive use of a dual wield, which is the unfortunate thing there for Rapha, where he pulled the trigger a little bit too early. Probably expected a bigger ambush on the jump pad, which just didn't come. And then obviously when you've lost the dual wield and you go in, Raisy can easily pick that one up. Dangerous times for Rapha now, as he has lost a huge amount of damage. And now the Galena standalone might be kind of difficult with Raisy. He's being this careful. The chance of him stepping on a totem is very, very unlikely.
Yeah.
And Galena 1v1 versus BJ is to be desired on the best of days.
Is there going to be a totem through that? There isn't. Raisy's going to break away through. Wants to challenge here. Dual wield. Rapha's going to have to fear, and he's going to go down. Mega in Raisy's hands. He's 1 frag away from putting himself in match point in the grand final.
What a turnaround this has been so far, Sue. I don't want to speak too soon because commentator's curse is definitely a thing, but Raisy has just looked unstoppable on this map so far. Rapha gets 1 round, but that's pretty much what happened the last time they played on this map in the first set of grand finals. Rapha got 1 round only.
Rocket.
Surprise on the jump pad, no direct. And Raisy does not want to stick around to find out how this one ends. He wants to stay safe, and he wants to keep the champion advantage.
5
Mega
seconds
health.
time. He's going to be really gunning for it, I think, with this dual wield.
And there it is, dual wield activated again. Rapha's about to get his piercing sight, so he's at least going to get some data, but all he's really going to learn from this piercing sight is, yes, Raisy is on heavy.
He's on
yes,
the map.
The next fight is going to be harder.
So, oh.
And now it's ran out, so he definitely saw Raisy collect that, which is why he's positioning himself up by Mega to try and establish some kind of dominance, but a hard ass, not a huge amount of damage so far.
It's really sick movement from Raisy. He's making little pathways to get across over to Mega, which he's not expecting. He finds him up at the top, tries to jump up. Dual Wheel comes out. Rapha so low, we could get a map reset in just a second. That is it, Raisy. Map advantage, should I say. He's 1-0 up. He's a single map away catch-up from taking this final from the lower bracket.
I'm going to say that this is absolute insanity. The sheer mountain to climb you have to do when you're on the loser's side of a grand final. It's map after map after map against who is the favorite player. Rapha is, make no mistake, everyone's pick to win this event. But Raisy has just reached that upper echelon of his play so far, and we're going into our map number 2 now, which is going to be the Vale of Nath, a map that Rapha was able to win in the first half.
That was pretty comfortable overall, I'd say, for Rapha as well.
Yes.
It was a decent map for him. I'd expect to win, and I'd expect us to go all the way. But this really could be a tournament of Raisy conquering demons, in my opinion. Finally getting a win over Raisy, and he's got his first ever set win over Rapha. Can he make it the full set in the most critical time possible?
And this would be a insane turn of events if he's able to take down Kilson, Claws, and Rapha, basically back-to-back of each other.
Yeah.
So it's Kilson, Claws, and then Rapha twice. That is a run of legend in Quake Champions.
Exactly. No one ever forgets about that. That's just disgustingly good. There's that 1-0. Yes, it's true, guys. Raisy in the lead. This is the final set that we have of the tournament here at Luca.
This has been a marathon, man. This has felt like a real trek. I don't even want to think about how the players must be feeling, and they have no choice but to just zone in. The moment is now, and it's going to be Vale of Nath next. It's going to be Corrupted Keep for the third map, if we reach there, which we very likely could.
So, Vale champions, Galena Keel for both players.
Galena Keel BJ. I think that's going to be a lock, a dead set lock. I do not see them changing away.
Okay. BJ's always good, trying to get that refrag if you can. Sometimes going for it early on can throw a wrench in the works, but yeah, it will be interesting to see some surprises, especially since Raisy lost the map last time. Maybe that he can put something in.
For those wondering what the bans were, maybe worth mentioning in case some of you have just joined us, which by all means you could have. Ranger was removed from play, as was Clutch.
Yep.
It was Rapha that took away Clutch and Raisy that took away Ranger. And you can kind of see the difference that some of these maps have when Ranger is no longer there. But here comes the champion picks for the Vale of Nath. We're expecting Galena, BJ, and Akil.
I expect this to be fast, to be honest.
Yeah, they know who they're playing. There's no messing around here. Bam. Keel, yep. Is he going to go in and finish it with BJ? Yes, he is indeed. And Raisy goes Keel as well.
Well done, players. Well done, us. Say well done, us. We did a good job there.
Just following
Pat on the back.
Just following what has been picked every single time in this tournament on Vale.
Yeah, pretty much.
How observant
we are we're brilliant.
What if this is a 2-0 suit? I'm going to say it. What if this is a 2-0?
Dude, I don't know what to think anymore.
And Raisy would have taken 4 maps in a row off
that's rewriting the history books right there. That's just unbelievable form from Raisy.
Well, we are moments away from, again, what might be the last map here at the Vale of Nath, USA with Rapha, and Europe with Raisy. And this has just been a turnaround unlike I've not seen in a long time. Rapha has just been the most dominant player in the world this past couple of months, and he was everyone's favourite pick to win this tournament. And Raisy can rewrite that history and show that there is, once again, a new kid on the block.
Ooh, Rapha taking some early damage. That's beautiful intelligence for Raisy to deal with. Nail gun early on. Rapha, he's actually been incredibly good with this tournament. Can he put any more pressure on with that weapon? Now he's got the trifecta. Heavy armor was taken, but he's opted to sacrifice that for position, trying to get some damage. Algae not looking too bad. Oh, there's a chase! Direct rocket's lovely. He goes for the rocket jump up. Find him through the teleporter. Brilliant damage on the exit from Rapha.
That was so nearly Raisy's turn. It really was, but Rapha with some absolutely phenomenal shots right here. We're going to have another fight. Raisy can't quite land the rockets. And
nice.
Even though he ran out of LG ammo, it doesn't matter. He has plenty of rockets left in the tank, and Rapha is going to score the first blood. Let's not forget, he's the favourite to win the Vale.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't imagine him losing it, to be honest. It would be a monster performance for Raisy to take him out. Oh,
the acid!
no!
The melting man from the end of RoboCop. Nice impression there, Raisy, but my word, that's a combo kill. That's one of my favorites.
Rapha's done that before. I'm pretty sure he did that to Cooler in the PGL final.
That's so sick. Now Raisy is a little bit far behind now. Established a little bit of like top presence, but
okay, that damage was nutty.
Ooh.
Felt that.
We all did. Shouts to sound design here at Quake Champions.
Do not die yet.
There's Mega. A couple more totems coming up. Wow, Raisy does actually go through the top entrance. Just over 100 health left. But oh, the mid-air lands. Raisy's weak at rail. That should probably have finished him off. Rapha goes through the teleporter. He's left open in rail room. Raisy backs away. He might have a good position for the heavy. Actually, where is he? He's up above. Pressures Rapha just in time. He can make the jump across if he just get rid of this annoying LG angle of Rapha. He's running low on those cells, dodging the rails. He's nicely stacked.
Yeah, Raisy's still going to try and have the objective of getting some health. He has loads and loads of armor, but super low on the HP armor. But that LG is just going to melt him away. Rapha's still alive. Can still win this fight. Another 100 comes out, and this is why Rapha is the favorite.
It's what he needed. It's what he needed. He needed the first round. He needs to get, I don't know, it sounds weird, he needs to get his confidence back. You know, losing this many maps back to Raisy. He's got to start feeling back in that mood that he can do this.
And he's been in it for days. Absolutely. I mean, surely months after his rampage at PGL.
The thing is, he's always so humble in all of it. He knows he's got to stay focused. He never underestimates anybody. And he's really got to pull out all the stops. It's not easy when Rapha wins. You'll never, ever, ever say it is. And he really has to dig deep against all of these opponents, and especially now versus Raisy.
I mean, he's being tested. He's being pushed to his absolute limits so far. And even though Rapha won that round, it still feels like Raisy has a fighting chance, even if this is not his favorable map. He gets a delicious direct and an even more delicious rail.
Wow.
And it just, was that 190, 100?
Was there 100 at the end?
I'm pretty sure I saw 100 again.
Oh
and 90
God.
again. My God, that hurts.
And Mega Health is still up, actually. He's chasing down in this room. Does Rapha know the item's been taken? Okay, he knows now that it wasn't. And he's just figured out his position too. Down towards the light. Now Raisy needs to attack the heavy. I like the approach that he's got over here. And Rapha is going to completely edge away. Kills him. Oh, wow, what a rocket. LG, Rapha can't get the healing from the totem at all. Raisy now can circulate the items again. Oh, the rail just out of reach. Around the corner. There's the shot. That is going to be frag one of the round. Going to the Hungarian.
And that was a crucial frag to obtain. If Rapha was able to sort of split that corner, there's a lot of health and a lot of armor in that next room. So denying it completely, Rapha forced onto the keel. But this is just a big piece of the puzzle when it comes to why Rapha picks the Veil. His keel is obnoxiously good.
Let's see what happens over heavy. Oh God, he finds him at the bounce pad just in time. That's a horrible moment for Rapha to show his face.
But Raisy has the advantage here, being able to establish control. That's the one thing about when you sort of stay on top of the upper part of this map, is that you have perfect vision over both Mega and Heavy, and can fight for the two of them super fast. Oh my word! Oh my word! Oh my God! There it is. There's the rail as a nice guaranteed kill on the end of that rocket.
That was so sick. Popping the dual wield. All right, I got the rockets ready. I know he's hovering right around me. There's a good rocket with the LG tracking him down. Surely he's going to be around in a second. Chasing him over. And the rail to shut it down one more time. We're tied up here on Veil.
This has just been such a amazing back and forth, but I feel like Raisy is actually having a bigger fighting chance now than he did before. I feel like he himself is adapting to this map, where Rapha would seem otherwise completely unstoppable.
Fight, boy.
Well, into round 3. Rapha with heavy side, Raisy with Mega, but Rapha's trying to get over. There's BJ for him to deal with once again, and dual wield was just popped from Raisy. He's going to leave the area, get himself rockets. I wonder if he's just going to stay at the top. He's got LG, and he's just going to dominate. King of his castle up there. But there's a drop down. He's with rockets. Raisy being very aggressive. 75 health left for him. Rapha's looking very good, but the position is so good for Raisy as he can just climb through these items.
Rapha's trying to sort of search around a little bit, see if he can catch him out, but The battle for the pickups really has kind of been in Raisy's favor for the majority of this map.
Yeah.
Now Rapha finally able to get some just crucial control back.
He needs rockets, actually. Rapha almost a minute in without that weapon. You see Raisy over in the rail room. Does he want to push in at all? He did take the last heavy armor, but he's grown passive through the last few moments. Totem at the top, he gets rid of it. He knows that the Mega Health's going to be up shortly. He's got the dual wield out. Oh my god. Actually, I was surprised he got any out through there. That's really difficult to do in quick time.
Yep, and going in for the dual wield to try and actually sort of create that area now just a little bit larger. But so far, a slow-paced map. It's actually almost strange to see a slow-paced round coming through Vale. Normally, it really is one of the most explosive matches. Maybe I spoke too soon as Rapha gets completely surprised, jumping down towards Heavy, but not enough damage to really deter him. He's going to take that Heavy more than comfortably. And he still has his totems, so he can safely re-enter that teleporter. He's just looking for a rail angle. He wants to try and get some sort of engagement on down. And there's the control.
Yeah, look at that. That's an absolutely sick stack. But it's so hard to tell what Raisy's doing because he sometimes forfeits the control. Sometimes he's going in for the items. I wonder how difficult it is for Rapha to get a clear read on Raisy's objectives. I keep thinking that he wants to challenge for certain items, but he's opting for position, not putting himself in danger and forcing a fight that he doesn't feel comfortable with. He's got that dual wield now. He should have plenty of ammunition for his weapons.
Stopwatch.
We've got 175 essentially for Rapha.
It's interesting because Rapha is consistently getting a read on where Raisy is, but consistently Raisy is simply just one step ahead. And a lot of this is audio as well, so Rapha is simply following him around, but he's not able to quite get that next step above. And Raisy's beating him to the punch, speaking of which, surprises him with the dual wield.
Oh! That was important. It was important that Rapha could get rid of that champion because it was causing all kinds of...
Oh my god!
Nasty.
That rocket knocking him into the teleporter where a totem waited the other side. Mwah! I love it.
You hate to see it. You hate... No. You
I love to see it.
You love to see it.
I love to see it very much.
Well, somehow Raisy's got to recover from this on the third round of Vale. He was looking brilliant in round 2, but this is Rapha's map after all.
Crazy really how he just sat on control for as long as he did, but the second he got surprised, he had so much stacked that he could pretty much turn it on Raisy. Raisy simply giving his position away, if anything.
It was that totem that Raisy ran into when he was on his BJ. I think he's hoping to get past it before it properly activated. It didn't work out, and the follow-up rocket that Rapha delivered was sublime. 10 seconds until heavy armor's up. I'd like to see Raisy taking a couple of risks now as we shortly get over to the time limit of the round.
Time is certainly not on his side anymore. A lot of work left to do here in Rapha. The problem is that Raisy, to remain undetected, has given up a lot of control, dare I say all of the control. And while Rapha sits on the stack that he's currently sitting on, when Raisy finally has to make that play and make something happen, he's going to be so, even as Keel, under-equipped.
Yeah, I was going to look out for. Totems have been extinguished. He's just over there. Raisy, what are you going to do? What have you got for us to try and come back into this round?
Got to make a play. Is he going to make a play on the heavy? Picks it up, but at what cost? He's taking a lot of health here. Tries to pick a rail angle, but the miss, keeping Rapha in control. 35 seconds left on the clock. By all accounts, this should be Rapha's round if he plays his cards right. Ooh, especially after that.
Rapha doesn't even chase through. Raisy is going to go for the Mega. I think he'll get the light too. And now it's chased. Now you just rocket jump into him. You do what it takes. There's the rocket jump up. Finds him. Only connecting a little bit of splash. Gets rid of the totem too. And brilliant defensive play from Rapha. One rocket to get something done, but is barely enough damage. Rapha shuts down the round and is one away from us going all the way here in the grand final.
We said that it's likely we're going to see Corrupted keep third and final map, and it was for good reason. The Vale of Nath has been Rapha's playground all tournament, and he just looks like he reaches that next level that no one can come close to. Raisy getting better and better as they play, but Rapha's control is just undeniable. If he takes this round and brings us to a final map, I don't think any of us will be surprised.
Rapha doesn't get that Mega spot to begin with. We're going to get actually Galena versus Galena. We've had a lot of BJ first from Raisy. This time he wants the control play. That's a good rocket actually pushing Rapha back. Now the items coming back up. What's Raisy got to deliver now?
It could have been significantly worse for Rapha too. He was caught sort of with the wrong weapon, mid-weapon switch, and that was right as the rocket connected. It's not going to be hugely impactful just yet, as the stacks remain relatively even, and that was an excellent rocket.
Yeah,
but it's not unreturned by Raisy.
He never took mega health, actually. That's really smart, because now he's got overstack to fall back with. I wonder if Rapha knows that, in fact, because that could throw him off his timing.
I think he took it when he was confident that Rapha would have retreated too. He was a significant distance away. Oh, the tri-bolt re-entry. Perfect read there from Raisy, getting some good damage on the board. The LG to push him away. Rapha a bit too weak. I think way too weak to actually fight for this Mega. But it's been flipped. Raisy tries to take it for himself. Healed up by the totem. It's now going to be a race for the Mega. The totem's going to keep him alive just a little bit. Can they get a trade again? Who is going to spawn closer to that Mega health?
Well, Raisy not looking too bad with the rockets, but he's not as close as Rapha is. He does get the light armor straight away, and having the rockets early on is really, really good. He shouldn't have too much trouble getting the lightning gun. I wonder if he can try and deny this. He managed to find Raisy. Dual wheels popped by both players. Direct rocket, though, for Raisy. Heavy up in just a few short seconds.
Nice out.
There's going to be the dual wield out for Raisy. Can he hold on to it? There's such good damage, though, from Rapha. I think that's going to leave only one champion left for Raisy. If he goes down, we go to that tiebreaker.
That was a rare footage of Raisy displaying any emotion whatsoever during a map. He actually was not happy about that frag, and you can see it. But he still has one champion remaining. The unfortunate thing is that this keel is his ticket to staying alive here. And if he drops his keel now, it's going to be one map each. Caught on the jump pad, but look at how much juicy damage he's output. That was a 100 damage rocket and a grenade.
That was a sick amount of damage. Less than 10 seconds now till the Mega's up. Is he going to chase through this? He's going to go through.
Oh,
it's a spam.
How'd that even hit?
He's earned himself mega health from that. Raisy just checking that Rapha's not looking nearby. On the light armor too. He's got a really strong stack. Finds him. Does it justify a rocket jump? Apparently not.
I think that rail is going to be a real key weapon that he's collected. Couldn't really take it earlier on his spawn because he risked giving up so much control. Like, I like the design of that on this map actually. To take the rail, you need to lose control of everything. So it's either, you know, establishing control over the two pickups and then getting rail, and then fighting your way back up as kind of like your reward for being that stacked up with those weapons.
Yeah. Rapha's now 100-100. Minute and 50 left for Raisy to try and come back. Can he make this a nail biter? I mean, it kind of already is.
I mean, you know Rapha's heart is beating here. He needs this round so desperately. He does not want to get 2-0'd by Raisy here in the grand finals. Not after the journey he's had. Here comes the exchange. All the rockets come through, but Raisy survives. But I feel like he barely survived. No, actually picked it up.
Not too bad.
Really quickly.
Not too bad at all. Good stack advantage. Enough grenades. That is for sure going to be a threat with that. Also versus Rapha.
Complete mirror. Almost identical stack, the exception of the mega health. And not anymore, as things just became very hard for Rapha at the drop of a hat.
That's bad. He hears it. Doesn't want to reposition for himself yet. Just wants to block off this mega. Keep that his. Whoops. This would be a pretty devastating round now for Raisy to lose, given he's got all of this control. He's going to need to keep a really hard head.
Yeah, I think through armor and everything else alone, this kind of is his round to win.
And his round to lose too, actually. It's on him.
Yeah.
Rapha needs to do something unbelievable.
Alright, that's one rail. He needs to theoretically land at least one more. Unfortunately, he's been forced upon him to fight this. Grenade comes in, but it's minimal damage. Oh, the grenade! Almost touched him, but just out of reach.
Rapha's going to be on the run a little bit now. Surely Raisy's going to try and catch him off guard. Looking through teleport. It's a really nice read from Rapha. He hits 2 in a row. Raisy needs some return damage. We're going to have the heavy armor up in a second. Rapha tries to go for a super quick rail, but he might have just shaken control into his hands.
I think he fired the rail and teleported so fast. As he teleported, he saw the trail of his own shot. That's insane. How's that for timing?
Or he pushes through the teleporter. Both players getting pretty low at the moment. It's an amazing rocket from Rapha. He's trying to get it through the grates a little bit. Raisy, is he going to go for the mega health? He gets chased down a bit, but Raisy, the rail lands! We go to a tiebreaker round here.
It's absolute insanity here. It's a tiebreaker round, but it's still going to be tournament point for Raisy. You know if this tournament is over, Rapha's going to look at that one fight and go, what could I have done differently?
It's unbelievable. He even turned the control for a moment somehow. Raisy, he's just going clutch. And not the one people expect.
If there's a time for it now, it's right now. Like, you have to take this final moment in tournament. Rapha, the world's greatest dueler. For good reason, Raisy on the verge of taking him out.
It's like it's written in stone if it happens. It's unbelievable.
Yep, absolutely. Now, the one difference here is that Raisy has gone BJ first. It's been so long being Galena first. Almost every round, here comes the dual wield.
Oh, is he going to straight to the teleporter? That would be very brave to do if he did, but heavy in the hands of Raisy. He's got a good amount of LG ammunition, but I don't think wants to leave himself too vulnerable. Escapes the rail of Rapha. This player is under tremendous pressure. Rapha keeps the stronger parts of the map. Looking for some damage. He's spotting for a second.
And as the stress of the situation adds up as well, these clutch rails become so much harder to land because you second guess, you hesitate.
I mean, right now it's about getting over the finish line for Raisy. You've got this far. You need to be a god in order to do that. But you show super strength if you take it the next step further. He does rocket jump, get himself heavy. Rail for a rail. Oh, did Rapha land his?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
And even if he did, look at Raisy's stack, it's meaningless.
I mean, it's huge.
I wonder if this is the tournament Raisy can become the God Slayer. Outright, he has taken out so many amazing players to even reach this point.
Rocket jump up, he's going in for this. He's doing a lot of damage. 1 health left, and the rail at the end! Unbelievable for Raisy as he claims an advantage here in map 2 of the bracket reset.
This has been an insane turnout so far for Raisy, who just made one of the plays of his life to re-establish this presence and take control. The Vale of Nath seemed to be a really strong map for Rapha, and he has destroyed everyone on this map, including Raisy earlier in the grand finals.
Raisy hearing something there. He's twitching. Ready to react to it. Oh my god.
Oh my word!
Wow, can you find him through the teleporter? He goes up, the teleporter's used a couple of times. He's looking to try and close this one out. Where's that last angle? There it is!
He gets the read on the teleporter, and Rapha just a rock and a hard place. He is one champion away from tournament elimination. And Raisy, the turnaround on dual wield is too real.
He's still got stuff left in the tank. The comeback is still possible for Rapha in this round. Raisy has got to keep it toned down a little bit. He's 2 minutes 20 from the grand final victory. I don't know if you can play it slow right now.
I feel like Rapha has no choice. He doesn't want to give up control, and oh my god, that might be the miracle rail. It might be. He beats him to the heavy, but is it going to be enough?
Rapha backing off, getting himself the mega. Stack looking pretty good. Now in, going for the fight, looking to tie this one up. Raisy, oh, the amount of damage he's hit.
Oh
1 health left for Rapha.
Run, Rapha, run. My boy's on 50 HP and no more.
Raisy stacked up actually pretty well, all things considered. There's less than 10 seconds for the heavy to come back up. What position is Raisy going to use to attack this?
I don't know, but Rapha is still in absolute danger. Pops the dual wield, knowing he's going to get ambushed. What? Oh my god, the damage! 1 hit away from this point. Rapha absolutely no lifeline so far. Raisy, the stack, the frightening stack. Look at how much HP that Keel is sitting on. Oh!
Everything against Rapha, it feels like, now that Raisy's got this favorable position on the map. Rapha just wants to get that dual wield going again. Dual wield hasn't been able to shut down this frag for a while, and now we're 1 minute and 10 seconds away catch up.
He did waste valuable seconds getting that dual wield. Actually, I fear that one fumbled piece of movement might have caused him to miss the heavy. He gets a rail, but he needs plenty more where that came from. Rapha is on the lifeline here. Raising smells blood. Can he get it? He can't!
Wow.
What is going on, Zoot?
There's still a champion left for Raisy. It is the Galena, though. If that dual wield comes back up, it's going to be incredibly dangerous for him. I do not know how he sets up. Throw about some decent damage, but he needs more weapons than this. Oh wow, what a shot, actually.
Raisy wasting no time. He is going to sprint directly to the rail. He knows he needs it. He cannot be bullied from the distance that he's going to be bullied for without it. Heavy is collected. Rapha, incredibly stacked, but no dual wield. You know he needs that.
And now with Mega Health coming back up, Rapha's going to reclaim that top position. Raisy, looks like he's near the teleporter. I don't think he wants to go up to Tribal just yet. But he's crawling around. He knows he's got to come up with something. I think we could go to sudden death here. Raisy doesn't want to fight at the moment, and if he does, it's got to be absolutely on his terms. Rapha is looking to open up the taps, I think, after this heavy.
It feels like to me we've been in sudden death 5 minutes ago.
Sudden death.
There it is.
I'm going to be in sudden death if my heart rate keeps going like this.
Oh, good God. Pray for Zoot. This is that crazy moment. Either way, Raisy is going to be the champion. If he takes this champion down, Rapha will be alive, tying things up 1-1. The defensive totem doesn't work out, but Raisy can still retreat. It has disappeared now, though.
He's got mega health from this. How the hell has he done that? He's also wasted the dual wield. He hasn't got lightning gun himself, though, which is really annoying, and he receives the rail shot. He gets heavy, however. Rocket's going to try and keep Rapha at bay. Now time to go for that lightning gun. Totem's back up very shortly. All of a sudden, this is really equal, possibly just pushing into Raisy's advantage.
We've spent most of this map having Raisy run away from Rapha, but I feel like he's been able to turn the momentum a little bit. Here comes the teleporter entrance. The teleporter goes off, and the totem's going to do damage. Rapha, he's so weak indeed. Can he land the miracle shot here?
The LG, here it comes! Can he finish it off, Raisy? Finish the job!
And the rocket is going to be everything he needs. Rapha misses the final rail, and Raisy hits the final rocket to be the champion of the Italian Esports Open.
That is unbelievable. What a king performance there. You called him the God Slayer earlier, I think he is.
100%, without a shadow of a doubt. That was the most insane final round I've seen in a long time, and you know Rapha's going to be kicking himself for that missed rail, but it was an incredible shot to take anyway. My word.
I've got to keep this thing going right now.
My word.
Raisy, you've taken my breath away. That's such an insane performance. I'm inspired by that. I'm almost feeling emotional. We should have an interview in just a second, though, guys, with Jorasar and Raisy. Let's find out what happened. I think.
We'll wait.
I think we're waiting on Jorasar. I think it should be all good. We'll break it through the game, man. How are you as surprised as me?
The big thing me was the fact that Raisy was able to take the Veil at the last second. It really did look like it was sort of maintaining tradition and being Rapha's map there. And the fact of the matter is, it could have gone either way in that round. Like, Rapha, literally 1 HP, gets away, secures the next frag. If he even secured that frag and brought us to a 1-1, the fact he survived on a die hard is insanity. But I do believe we do almost now have an interview with our tournament winner. Very excited to see what Raisy has to say. Take it away, folks. God, I can literally hear people talking.
We're getting cock-blocked at the moment.
We are getting massively cock-blocked. I'm going to be completely honest. This delay in the room is completely messing me up. Can we do this whole portion again, please?
Yeah, let's restart. Okay, restart the final. No, we're all good. So I think we're going to get some replays as well soon, but we'll cut to it in a moment. I mean, in terms of what this means for history, in terms of what it means for the future with DreamHack Winter coming up, I mean, the story... I mean, before you go through this grand final, it already sets up for an insane LAN event at the end of November, beginning of next month. I'm gobsmacked. I think we keep talking about Raisy's different styles. He can play any kind of style. Sometimes people like it, sometimes people don't. I mean, this is a special player right here that we're looking at.
And it's a perfect example of what growth looks like. You know, Raisy began his Quake Champions journey as a newer player that had nowhere near as much Quake experience as the rest of the competition. And through a year and a half, at this point close to 2 years of constant solid play, he has climbed. From this tournament, he has climbed to the very top, both online leaderboard and offline performance. Rapha said this was a way to settle the score, and I think Raisy has more than done that. Both online and offline, this kid is 100% going.
And it's not like he played Rapha earlier in the winner bracket and had to come back and do it again. The only time he met Rapha at this tournament, he beat him twice on the trot. And think of the results that he's had recently. He's beating Claws, beating Kilson, the amount of times he's beaten Cypher lately. I mean, what are these results telling us? This guy's a king. This guy's here to stay.
I really, truly felt like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys and girls at home will kind of, agree with me here, that from how good Rapha was looking both at PGL and this week during the Italian Esports Open, I just felt like the idea of someone having to take 2 consecutive sets off Rapha, it just felt like an impossible task.
I mean, even if you take the names away, like coming back from the lower bracket anyway, it's just so difficult. It's designed to give a big advantage to that winner bracket guy.
But it was 2-1.
And then you've got the Rapha who's there, who's holding that advantage.
But it was 2-1 on the first half. And then it was 2-0 afterwards. And we talked earlier about this, where do we feel like that one map win on Corrupted Keep was like the catalyst, which almost like unlocked that mental block that Raisy has had against Rapha for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Now if he can beat Rapha, surely Raisy can beat everyone. DreamHack Winter is going to be very, very interesting.
I mean, Raisy put to sleep some demons just there. Anything that haunted him about the previous matchups he's had versus Rapha, versus, it doesn't matter, whoever else he had difficulty with before,
let's run,
totally gone.
Oh my god, let's run by some players.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's pretty emotional at the moment, to be honest.
You saw he just fell back in his chair, but let's quickly list the heads that he had to collect in this tournament. Cooler, Cypher, Claws,
Yeah.
Rapha, twice.
And Kilson.
And Kilson.
Like what the hell?
What kind of a run is that? That's one of the biggest Quake Champions runs a player has ever made. And when you take out all those other players, the fact that you take out Rapha 2 times in a row at the very end to finish the climb, that's a final boss.
What I want to see is don't stop here. What an achievement. But we've got more events coming up.
I mean, the big one,
Winter is
DreamHack
what.
Winter.
That's it. Keep that grind going. I don't know. I have to like root for Raisy in this position. I think he's obviously going to do that. But you know, go over to DreamHack Winter. You got that invite. Oh my God, the seeding that he's going to have from this event as well.
Ooh.
Like he's going to be looking at. People are going to be looking up to him in terms of to battle.
Good God. And let's have a look at this final bracket.
Yes, that's right. That is right,
Kilson
guys.
versus Raisy was insane both times they collided heads. Rapha was able to take down Claws, of which Raisy defeated Claws again. Kilson lost to Rapha in the winners' finals, and that's where the rematch took place between Raisy and Kilson, and that double grand finals, which just went in the complete favour of Raisy by the end. This has to be one of the most impressive runs in Quake Champions history so far.
I think so. I can't think of another possible result that would lead us to this. I think. Imagine though that the feeling now of depletion. He talks about depletion now. I can't imagine.
Now
he was telling me before, is like after PGL, after those 3 sets he had to play in a row, Cypher, Tox, Cypher, he was like, dude, I've never felt that tired in my life. I know Rapha as well, he's going to be feeling it. The amount of effort he put into this, I really want to give a shout out to him, but I think we're going over to the stage right now to get that interview.
At last.
Gentlemen, we've had 2 days of fantastic Quake Champions, but what a grand final. Congratulations, Raisy. You were match point down in the lower bracket match. We felt something clicked in that match, but we did not expect what happened tonight. Rapha had not really dropped anything until the grand final, and even Kilson was tweeting backstage. You were playing out of your mind. What happened? What went so right for you? That was incredible.
I really wanted to win, and it's been really heartbreaking at PGL the way I lost, and then at ESWC, and then here I got knocked down to the lower bracket, but I just didn't want to give up. I just wanted to keep going until I have a chance in this tournament and make the most out of it. And as I went, it just happened that I kept winning, even if it was very close. And when it was not going in my favor, I just never gave up. I just always concentrated on the next round, on the current round rather, and then the next round. And against Rapha, well, he's insane. Really hard to play against him. His control is not like nothing else, no one else. And the only thing I could make work most of the time is that he didn't really expect me to set up traps, and he walked into most of them, and then they worked out in my favor. And thanks to that, I could get back the control, good positioning, and the champion up, and stuff like that. And thanks to that, I could manage to move forward inch by inch during the maps. And in the end, I managed to win. I'm very happy.
I think there's a quality, not just in esports, other sports, successful people in general. Their resilience makes such a massive difference, and so many people give so much credit to that being the source of their success. And I think you really demonstrated that today. Even in games where you were destroying your opponents, you've always been calm, you've always been thinking ahead to what can I do next, or even when you're successful, you've been thinking, what could I have done better? And this is one of those rare moments where it's all paying off now. Look, I even see a smile. It's over now. You can let it out. That was incredible.
Thank you. Don't really know what else to say. I'm just very happy and very overwhelmed, very depleted, and most of all, very happy again.
Well, I hope you've got just the tiniest bit of strength left in you, because it gives me great pleasure to say you are the champion of the Italian Esports Open 2018. See that there, mate? That's yours. And that brings our coverage from the Italian Esports Open to a close. Thank you so much for joining us over the last 2 days at the Italian Esports Open at Luca Comics and Games. It's been an absolutely fantastic tournament with a great grand finals to boot. I hope you guys have enjoyed the coverage. I'm Jorisar. You guys take care, have a great evening, and we'll see you again next year.
That was pretty ridiculous.
That was hype.
I think
was
you can
so
say that
damn
again.
hype. Raisy, I mean, he looks so happy, and he had so much to say there. I feel like we saw the emotions properly from him during all of that, and I think the relief as he picked up the trophy, it's done. The journey here in Italy at Luca Comics and Games 2018, it's complete.
But in true fashion of Quake Champions, it is not over entirely. There is the next LAN, and of course, the medals being distributed here to Rapha, Liquid Rapha. We've got to give it up for the champ.
One of the gods right there.
And I mean,
Absolute
this
champ.
is literally a stage full of gods there. Kilson was receiving his third